Yes. Oh, I like how it says thank you for watching. I guess I must have hit something by accident.
You're
such a tease
ahead of time.
Anyways, welcome everyone to good old Super Chat 64. We have an extra person today besides me and Alex. Sir Alex over here, Sir Tyler over here has decided to join us today. While we talk about whatever the hell I put on the list or whoever updated the list. So we'll get right into it with kind of what we've been doing for the past couple weeks, and that way Tyler can kind of introduce himself too and kind of go over what he's been doing as he's a lover for video games as well. I guess I'll start. We'll just start from this end here. So last week I actually picked up Life is Strange. So Life is Strange is pretty fucking awesome.
Nice.
They pretty much blow Telltale out of the water as far as like a storytelling game goes.
Is it kind of similar?
It's extremely similar.
Oh,
so
okay.
like you control just one single character in the Life is Strange. But so like you walk around, you do the story elements. There's like little secrets. Like if you talk to somebody and you talk to another person, you can kind of unlock different things. The cool feature about Life is Strange though is that you can reverse time.
Oh.
So anytime you make a decision, you can actually reverse yourself and redo the decision. There's also mechanics in the game where you will learn something after the fact, and then you can reverse, and then you'll know the knowledge, that you didn't know prior, and then you can use it to actually do something. We still we weren't able to do. It was our first playthrough, but we still didn't do everything we needed to do.
Yeah.
Amanda did go back. There's a collector's mode. You end up taking photographs because the main character's a photographer.
Okay.
She's going to photography school, and you end up taking photographs of a bunch of things, but. Yeah, so part of the achievement of the game is to actually collect all these certain photographs.
Look
what you've done!
Look what you made me do!
Look what you have done! Don't worry, I don't have that key. Oh, we're not in challenge mode. Hold on. Okay. Let me get in here.
Boop. There we go.
What's up, Eric?
Oh man, Eric was talking to us the whole time!
He was.
Gosh, we're such awful friends.
And he says, welcome, Tyler. I hope to see you at the LAN. I like how ours is getting to the part where we were switching back.
That buffer, though.
Anyways. Yeah, Life is Strange is good, though. I recommend anyone who wants to play an awesome storytelling game to pick it up. I don't want to spoil anything because it's way too fucking good.
So I will ask, whenever you go back in time, is it kind of like Prince of Persia where you could just erase bad things you did before?
Yes.
Or is it like Butterfly Effect where if you go back in time and you try to change something...
Well, it's a good story element.
There's bad ramifications in the future because you change one little thing.
It's part of the story.
Oh, okay. Time travel.
Fancy. Man,
you don't fuck with time. That's what the fucking moral of the story is, okay?
It usually is.
You don't fuck with time. Other than that, I've just been playing WoW and shit. And there was one other game that I was playing, and I can't fucking remember.
Man, better than Telltale. That's quite the. That's
I would say it's probably so far from what we've played. It's if not better, it's on par with the first season of The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, yeah. Whew. That's quite a.
You get attached.
Quite a testimony.
They have a way of the way that me and Amanda kind of put it is that Telltale makes you feel like you make a fucking bad decision every time you do it. Telltale makes it to where it's like, oh yeah, you're forced with this decision, and you're like, well, okay. And then you pick it, and then someone's pissed at you for no reason. That's every time in a Telltale game. This game, you pick a decision, and you really don't know. Like, you're just like, I don't know how this is going to affect me down the road. Right. Or they'll be like, we'll remember that, or, this person's mad at you, or something like that. But it's never, we've never really got the feeling of, oh, fuck. Like,
what have I done?
What have I done?
Yeah.
Because if you got, we ran into it where somebody was mad at us, right? We reversed time, did the other selection, and she was still pissed off. So we're just like, okay, we don't know what the fuck.
Some people are just angry,
right?
Yeah.
So, but the game does pretty well at making it to where you don't feel like a pile of shit the entire time.
That's good.
It's solid. It makes you the characters feel extremely real. So whoever did the writing for the game is fucking brilliant. Because the characters seem like they're like a friend you would know. Like you can. It's easily communicatable. So it's very good.
What are the graphics like?
Surprisingly good. I don't know what engine they're using. The characters kind of look plasticky at time. I guess. So like their hair never moves. So like when they move their head and stuff, the hair doesn't move or anything. But
but it's not cell shading, right?
It is not cell. It's partially cell shaded. It's a very weird art style. I like it. I think it looks good.
Cool.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a game that it looks like, but it kind of looks like a Telltale game. You see the similarities instantly.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not unintentional.
It's not too far off, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not unintentional, but it's they do a lot more than Telltale in this one. So
I can dig it.
Cool.
how about you, Alex?
I haven't been playing a whole lot of games, admittedly. I know, man. I let you all down. The only game I played one session of it was a little bit more of I Divine Cybermancy. A little bit more weirdness, a little bit more...
Now, give me the premise of this game again.
The story is a little bit... it starts off a little hokey where, you wake up in this cave and you're injured and you have amnesia and that kind of thing. But, and then, you receive a message from yourself in the past that says, okay, you're probably woken up in a cave and you don't know what's going on, but your commander is doing some sneaky shit, so listen to your mentor and he will guide you down the right path. Then you go a certain amount of time, a certain amount of stuff, and certain things happen, and then after a certain point you wake up in a cave, you don't remember what happened, you receive a message from your previous self, and he says, your mentor is doing some weird shit, listen to your commander. And it's cyclical, but things keep changing with each iteration. And at some point, something will happen. And the buddy of mine with whom I'm playing knows what happens, and I have no fucking idea.
Cool.
So it starts
and
off.
He's not spoiling.
Oh God, no. It starts off weird, and it just keeps getting weirder and more mysterious. And he actually looked online, and you could count on one hand the number of times he found somebody who knew what the fuck the story was like,
cool.
What was going on in the story. So apparently, I have my work cut out for me.
Very awesome.
As far as understanding what the shit is happening.
Yeah.
At the end, at least.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, but most of this past week was Natsucon preparation and the aftermath, as well as a couple other pet projects.
The funny thing is, I saw a photo of you at Natsucon.
Yep. Was that
and
the?
It was the one you were at the Extra Life booth. I'm guessing.
Yes.
Right. And there's one part where you're moving your hands, and the funny thing is, I guess I'm around you enough to know how your hand movements are.
I'm shocked.
And your body feature is you pointing out your hands and leaning back. And I know that exact movement.
Sometimes I do these things,
You do.
I do them probably mostly involuntarily.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's just a robot that's on a loop.
I mean.
Besides, of course, the varied speech.
Right. Well,
But
and even that's kind of debatable, yeah, honestly.
What's up, D-Man? Welcome back. Hey, I was going to tell you, I could not get... Our challenge mode today is going to be postponed, because I do want the next game to be Destruction Derby 64. And EMU Paradise didn't want me to download that game today. So
or anything.
Next time we do challenge mode, it is going to be Destruction Derby. Is that what it is?
Destruction Derby.
Destruction Derby 64.
That sounds right.
I think maybe yeah, sure. That's what it's called.
Cool beans.
I think that's the one I looked at.
I think I missed that one as a kid. Was it
too.
Vigilante 8?
It's almost like Vigilante 8 from what I can see from the screenshots. I have never personally played it. I thought I played it. I was looking at the screenshots today. I was like, I don't recall playing this.
I never did.
But we will play it. I promise.
Yeah.
Nice.
What you been playing, Tyler?
This past weekend I finished Arkham Knight.
Oh.
I worked on that for
yeah.
a couple weeks. It was good. It wasn't. I didn't think it was great as far as the Arkham Knight or the Arkham series go. Arkham City was my favorite.
I liked Arkham City too. I think Amanda's was Arkham Asylum.
Arkham Asylum, yeah, that one was good because it was super condensed. So it was just you were all in one building, right?
Yeah,
so there was no free roam, and it was obviously a very tailored experience. I think whenever you expand the world, I think that some of that tailoring is kind of lost.
Yeah.
You're just putting more shit in it essentially. More goons and more streets. And,
How'd you feel about the Batmobile?
So the Batmobile was great. It was like an escort quest the entire time.
God.
It was great. I loved how,
boy.
they completely removed all stealth elements from Batman.
Yeah,
and now he has a Batmobile now. He's going to use it.
Yep.
You're...
They let you fucking know that, too, with about every other fucking quest in the game.
At first, you're like, it's okay. The problem was, I think the Batmobile is kind of DOA because they had announced that the Batmobile is going to be in the game about a year before the game came out.
Yeah.
So they got the hype for one.
Yeah.
And every single trailer that came out was just like, well, this is how we're using the Batmobile. Like, okay, that's great. I'll probably use it every now and again. And then, you use it for the first time. You're like, this is awesome. I love it.
Uh-huh.
Well, the first time I used it was on PC because I bought it on the PC release. So, of course, it made everything go down to 15 frames per second and used about 5 gigs of VRAM.
Oh, man.
And so it was unplayable on PC. So I went and bought it on PS4 because I was determined because I love Arkham City so much. So I did utilize the Steam refund, which is awesome that we're able to do that now because of a crappy launch like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went out and got it on PS4, and then I used the Batmobile again, and the frames they stayed at 30, so that was nice, as opposed to blowing up my system whenever I used it. But the problem was, the more, as you get through the game more, you're starting to realize, like, they're just finding any excuse to superimpose the Batmobile.
They do.
At any given turn. So you go into a building, and, you're thinking, finally, we're going to get into some sort of, like, Predator-style mission, like from the first two, where, like, you're going to, like, overcharge, like, a generator or something, and then someone's going to walk by it and get shocked.
Yep.
Or something along those lines. And you'll get those rooms, but then it'll be like, oh, no, there are 2 sentry guns. Well, how do you think you're going to get rid of those?
Right.
Like, oh, I don't know. Let's go visit Mr. Freeze and get a freeze grenade. No. No, you're going to use the remote Batmobile.
Yep.
And you're just going to blow the fucking wall out and then shoot the sentries.
Yep.
And then all the stealth elements lost, then you take control of Batman again, then you just punch the crap out of everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and just the part wherever you're going really deep into Gotham, beneath Gotham City, and there's these gigantic fans, and there's like 3 levels of them. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
With the elevator shafts.
Yeah, you had to use the remote control the Batmobile, and you had to winch down. And
yes. So Batman himself could have gotten down there in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But you had to bring the Batmobile with you.
You had to bring it to... Yeah, for no purpose, by the way. It never sat on a lever. It never did anything. It just...
No.
You literally just went
You
down...
shimmy it down, yeah. You fire your winch, and it's just hanging there. And you're like, okay, well, let's just lower it. Maybe it's, like, resistant to the fans or something, because you got these big turbine fans spinning, and then it blows up your Batmobile. So you're like, well, I guess I can't bring it with me. And then the game's like, well, you have to. So it makes you like weave through an intricate catacomb in order to stop that fan, and it's like, okay, well, I can do this once.
Yeah.
But then it makes you do it again with another fan.
Oh, man.
The way that I put it towards Eric, now Eric told me, I remember it was like I guess it was a couple days or a week so after the game, I guess it was a week after the game came out, and Eric was like, yeah, I kind of like the Batmobile now. And I was like, do you really like the Batmobile? Or do you like the Batmobile just because it's been forced upon you so much in this game that you just accepted it? He was like, yeah, I pretty much just accepted it.
And you do.
And you do.
But whenever, like, some of the last boss fights in the game are just you blowing up tanks, it's like, well, we're going to throw more tanks at you now.
They're remote tanks, though. There's nobody in them.
Oh, yeah.
You're not killing
So it's
anybody.
okay,
killing
yeah.
anybody.
So it's
You're not-
sanctioned.
These huge explosions.
Don't worry.
The rubber bullets, of course.
Oh,
are
yeah.
good. Fired at 150 miles per hour. And then
Goes through their body.
my favorite is when you're speeding it with max. You put all the points into max turbo so you can go as fast as humanly possible, and then you hit like a Riddler thug, and he goes flying, but he's okay.
He's
No,
just
no,
unconscious.
it's an electric
He's
shock though,
just
so it's
sleeping.
okay. Yeah.
And don't worry, his beats per minute is like 47.
1,000.
But you can't interrogate him anymore
No.
because he's unconscious, or
He's
just
fucking dead.
He's fucking dead.
His
Yeah.
brain no longer works.
Yeah.
So like I thought that was kind of hokey. I mean, all the Joker parts were awesome. Like they were
They
extremely
were,
well written, and they had a lot of inspiration from like everyone's favorite comics, like The Killing Joke,
Killing
things
Joke.
like
Yeah.
that was one of the first things.
Especially
they
when he
did.
came in and fucking shot Barbara.
Right.
So, yeah.
So and a lot of like references to the comics, a lot of odes to the animated series. Not to spoil anything, but there was definitely that one near the end where he.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So
The Joker made that fucking game. I'm going to say that.
because
the Arkham Knight sure as hell didn't, because the Arkham Knight seemed like the most fucking upsetting character ever.
well, we knew, and the thing was, it was so stupid because the studio had been, what was it, Rocksteady?
Rocksteady.
Yeah, Rocksteady. How could I forget their name after they caused such turmoil for the PC users?
Yes.
But
Rough times.
but they had said no, he's a brand new character.
Brand new
Arkham
character.
Knight, brand new character. Okay, keep on believing that.
Eric, tell me how you feel about the brand new character that you called out before the game even fucking released. So yeah,
good
no,
times.
he was the most upsetting fucking boss I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally get you, but not right now, because I could totally kill you right now, but I'm not gonna kill you because that'd be too easy.
Super villain
Yeah, it was
status. Yeah.
he's like, well, I want you to suffer. This Scarecrow told me that you need to suffer. And then, like, literally, like, 2 missions later, he's like, okay, you're not going to suffer. I'm just going to kill you. Unprompted. Like, there's no, like, nothing that would make him change his attitude.
Yeah.
He just gets impatient.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Fuck it.
you pissed him off enough by killing enough of his drones
Disabling or
with his
yeah.
army with infinite resources where you can just afford
Right.
$6 trillion worth of tanks.
Yep.
So that was
so
cool.
stupid.
So that entire part, I think the bad movie
Lie.
ultimately did.
Yeah. It lies. They lied to us.
I think it really ruined the game. So it didn't even come close to the first two, in my opinion. I thought it was going to be a shoe-in game of the year. I thought after the PC gaffe, I thought, well, it still has a chance.
Yeah.
So I played through all the way, and I don't think that it has even a remote shot at game of the year now. I think that Nod is going to go to The Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah. I think guaranteed.
believe it.
I haven't played a second of it, but I played the second Witcher game fairly recently, and it was actually awesome.
I love this. Witcher 2 was good.
Yeah,
It's very
Witcher
good.
2 was extremely well fleshed out. Even though I did it with a mouse and keyboard, which I heard was
Oh, really?
not
I
smart.
did it with a controller.
Yeah, it was kind of weird doing it with mouse and keyboard. 'Cause
Yeah.
you had to remember all the anything with keyboard and mouse is just kind of tough. Like I hear there are
game
people
like
who
that.
actually played Dark Souls 1 with keyboard
Yeah,
and mouse.
I know one person that did it.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
That's a
He said
mistake.
he's inhuman.
He is inhuman. I've really never been a Batman fan myself. The games are good. I like the comics. I like Batman. Batman's
Yeah.
a decent character.
Yeah.
I prefer Marvel way more over DC.
I do too.
Eric's gonna probably slit my throat tomorrow at work, but
Yeah, I'm about 50-50. I mean, I read both, so
right.
it's not. There's no like appreciable difference in quality, which is good.
No.
I think
Yeah.
there used to be, but ever since DC
I
started
agree.
their 52 movement about 4 years ago, they really improved the quality a lot. Got some good writers in there. Scott Snyder's run on Batman has been very good over the last 4
Nice.
years. I met him at C2E2 up in Chicago.
Oh, cool,
And
man.
he signed all of my graphic novels. All my graphic
Very
novels.
fucking
That's
awesome.
awesome, man.
So yeah, I'm big on Batman, and the game, as far as fan service goes, the game didn't leave me disappointed. As far as just someone who enjoys video games, it was not that enjoyable of a video game to play.
Right. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Anything
Womp
else?
womp.
No, I downloaded Rocket League at your
Nice.
at your
Suggestions,
Yeah, your
yes.
suggestions. I played maybe 3 or 4 hours of it.
Nice.
I enjoy it. I still don't know half the controls.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with Rocket League is super fun. It's easy to fucking just get right into.
Oh.
Super difficult to master anything in
Yeah.
the fucking game.
I can see that.
Hey, Alex, yes, you. You have a cool beard. Thumbs up.
Nice.
Oh,
Thank you, Holy Opera.
Holy Opera Pie noticed me. Thank you for the beard compliment.
Wonderful. Yeah, Rocket League
Too
does
kind.
equal a great time. Rocket League is very fun. I think it's going to be a huge hit.
I'm excited.
So when you jump in the air, can you like
You
control
can
yourself?
control it.
Okay,
Yeah. If
because I didn't
you
know that.
boost, you can control mode. It's not very fast unless you're already going really fast. I would say the best trick that I learned recently is don't use your boost to actually speed up. All you need to do is flip forward. So, like, start going forward, basically jump forward, and then flip forward again, and you'll actually get the same momentum you would if you got a boost.
No, really?
Yeah, so you can
That's good.
save your boost for when you're actually trying to get up, like, onto the fucking ceiling and trying to knock down a ball or something. I would use your boost then.
Or for like demolitions?
Yeah. Oh, fucking demolitions are so
Gross.
fun.
Yeah,
You get
that's-
pissed at somebody and you're just
I
like,
know.
I fucking hate you, and you just slam into them, their fucking car explodes.
Maybe
It's
go
the
for the
most
objective.
wonderful thing ever.
It's very nice. Yeah, I would just like hit like X, and then I would just like bounce up into the air. And I see people doing like kick flips and stuff, and I'm just like,
Damn, son.
I need to
People
do.
do. There's actually montages out now. So there's actually
Yeah.
they make a montage every like few days of people who send in their shit from Rocket League, and there's some insanely good people.
Nice.
Rocket League's based off of a mod of another game. I can't remember, and they actually had a predecessor full release. I can't remember what game it was. I know it wasn't called Rocket League, but people basically who were just mastering that game have switched over. So now you got all these
okay.
people who are just doing fucking insane tricks.
MLG, man. 2 MLG for me.
All right, so we'll go ahead and start up with doing some topics
Cool.
that we laid out. A couple that probably I just want to cover real quick is Summer Games Done Quick is going. So
Love that shit.
You can pick it up on Twitch any day.
Stop watching us and just go and watch Summer Games Done Quick.
Right, you
It's-
should. And then there's Dota 2 TI, so that's going to be all week. So
Oh,
you
man.
can catch that anytime. That's the finals aren't until what, I guess?
It's going to be August
next
3rd
week.
through August 8th is going to be the grand final. It's going to be August 8th. That's Saturday.
Okay.
I guess it's a week from this Saturday.
Yeah.
This week is just group staging where they determine upper and lower bracket. Lower bracket's going to be you're going to be eliminated a little bit faster. So
Okay.
that's the incentive to play better in group stages. But a lot of people are kind of pulling punches during the group stages in the fact that they're only drafting a very small pool of heroes. So they it's widely speculated that they have like, trick heroes or heroes.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
that
sure
they're gonna
heroes
pull
are
out,
fucking used to, and then they don't use them yet. I get what you're saying. So that's a pretty good tactic, though.
Oh yeah, it happens every
good.
single year. So you always see some crazy hero come out in the finals,
which is pretty cool though. It's nice to see that, and actually, I think that draws in more of a crowd, anyways. So.
And you want to get into the winners bracket to begin with, because then if you lose, then you have a little bit more leeway in the fact that you go down to the losers bracket.
Right.
So
yeah. I like the tournaments. I try to pick up Dota kind of throughout the year. Usually me and Brad pick it up. Like we were gonna pick it up, and then we found WoW, so we started playing that. But we would have picked up Dota again, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a party for the tournament. So I was definitely next weekend. I was gonna have a party for it, but I'm gonna be out of town. I'm gonna be in California, so. But
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, Summer Games Done Quick. Check it out.
Love that shit.
Nothing awkward about it at all.
There's nothing awkward about it at all. No, there was just one time this year. I'm sure there's more, but there's one major time this year where a guy got kicked out for being super awkward. He probably shouldn't have got kicked out.
I agree.
I don't think that was...
Yeah, I think we all agree on that.
Yeah, but I think it was handled poorly.
Did you know he also did, in addition to that Crash 2 run, he also had the Sonic Adventure DX run?
So I heard.
I didn't know that, but apparently he was making like that wasn't a very enjoyable stream either. I didn't catch that one, but like apparently he was like all of his jokes were like inside jokes and nobody got.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't like explaining the tactics as is customary to do in those things.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is a glitch.
That's pretty much the reason why this happens. Is
right.
For you, it's not for you to do a personal best or for you to do like a world record in these. This is for your time to shine, to basically get your face out there, being like, yeah, I'm, me and these people are part of this community.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of talk to you about how we do everything and how everything's kind of explained in this game. When I watched the Kingdom Hearts stream for Awesome Games Done Quick, so earlier this year, I watched the Kingdom Hearts stream and I watched all fucking like 5 hours of it.
Yes.
And not one time throughout the thing did they not explain what they were doing. So every time they attacked them out, they're like, oh, the reason we skipped these last people and we're doing these people is because these people dropped this. And then they're like, and now we're going to glitch it here to where we can actually fall through. And they just explained it. Yeah, I understand. The guy didn't explain shit.
Yeah.
The guy behind him on the couch was trying to explain. He's like, yeah, so right here he's dying to this snowball.
But it's like...
And then he's like, why do you keep dying? Why do you keep dying? He's like, I'm trying to get it. He's like, I just want to kill myself. And I was just like, oh my god.
It was rough.
This is just the most awkward time I've ever had.
The cringe. The cringe was real.
What's that mug? It's from Virginia. It's a Starbucks mug.
Well, I was joking. Well, originally Tyler's name was placed by the microphone. So it's like, oh, well, so Tyler's the microphone. So we need an inanimate object for Justin, so we can make that mug the Justin object.
Yep.
So we're all set now. Yeah. Yes. Give mug Justin a nice center stage.
Yeah, those theaters who enjoy demolishing more than actually trying to win. There are people who only fucking specifically run into me in Rocket League. The other funny thing, the other thing I do love doing though is I like playing defense more than I like playing offense. So I'll sit back by the goal, and when people come back, because there's always one guy that'll come back and try to kind of wait out and see when the ball comes down. And all you have to do is just basically nudge into them a little bit. So get your car up to them and just keep nudging them, and they get so pissed off. You don't even have to destroy them, and they get fucking so mad whenever you do that. Hello, American Panda 1. Welcome. I have a mug that has a Star Fox logo in the style of Starbucks.
Oh, nice.
That's actually pretty fucking
Starbucks
awesome.
coffee,
Where did you get that? Because that is fucking badass.
There's a shirt that has that logo on it with Wolf sitting next to it. It says, "Can't let you brew that, Star Fox."
That's awesome.
I love it.
That is so awesome. Yeah. So we'll get on to another topic here. Tyler, if you want to choose any of these topics that interest you.
There's so many.
There is. The bold ones we added this week. They might be easier to read.
Let's start with what are the minimum requirements for a great game?
Ooh, man.
That is fucking... I remember putting this on here and I was like...
What madman?
And I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to answer this. But I found it on basically another website that people were talking about. And I was like, that's actually a pretty good topic. What is a minimum requirement from a good game? I think there's multiple.
Yeah.
There's a lot of minimums, I guess. I don't know. I think... For me personally, story. I think in order for it to be a great game, no, goddamn, because Rocket League doesn't have a fucking story.
Dude, you play Clicker Heroes every single night.
I actually have it running right now. Don't even.
I'm not surprised. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just talk to Justin. He's obviously not busy. He's just playing Clicker Heroes. If you're playing like a different game, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to.
I'm usually playing WoW. I have Clicker Heroes running 24/7.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're no different from a mother at Starbucks playing Candy Crush side.
Yeah.
What are you
good
seeing
shit.
that game, man?
I don't know.
I watched it on YouTube because I'm like, oh, Clicker Heroes. Okay, that might be cool.
Don't get sucked in.
I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
All right, Clicker Heroes. Okay, Clicker Heroes is not a game.
Best
okay?
game ever. 10 out of 10.
Clicker Heroes is a fucking experience. All right.
Okay.
What you do is you play the first 5 minutes of the game, which is you having to physically click your mouse to destroy an enemy. Then you upgrade your bros, okay? And then your bros do damage for you behind the scenes.
Okay.
And then you don't have to click anymore. I mean, you can, or you can just set up a macro like I have, which clicks every 0.05 of a second, so fifth of a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it, yeah.
Was that like when you ghosted in Alterac Valley?
Shh! No, nobody needs to know about me ghost mousing in Alterac Valley,
that
where
never happened.
all I did was I moved the mouse so I wouldn't go AFK, and then I had it do both clicks at the same time so that my character would move forward a half inch.
Yeah.
And I never went AFK.
I
I just
don't
sat in
blame
Alterac Valley for the 5 hours that it fucking lasted,
Yeah.
and got full honor.
Yeah, I got full honor, but I was a sucker about it because I actually participated.
What a chump. Gosh, what a scrub.
That was one Christmas break I will never get back.
Oh,
No.
man.
In high school, I think it was like sophomore year. And I'd just be behind the couch at my parents' house with a Christmas tree behind me, just like sitting there in fucking Alterac Valley, just like... I found a Crow Blade once. I didn't win it, but I found one.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an epic dagger.
Yeah, yeah, no,
In like the cave, because there's this cave that like had
Yep.
nothing to do with the rest of the map where you could like kill harpies.
Yep.
I just did it to kill time because it's just like, what else am I going to do?
They had high
here?
drop rates on items.
Yeah, they had high drop rates, and didn't they have to nerf them at one
They
point? 'Cause
did,
you
yeah.
gotta, like people were like, I'm going to make all my money in Alterac Valley.
Yeah, you would.
So,
You used to make a bunch
it was
of money.
it was a way of life, but I actually got full honor.
Yeah.
There, and lost my entire Christmas break. But I did get the Unstoppable Force from it. Remember that? Remember when I had the stun on it?
It still does. Well, it does in the private server.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
it's going to be great. That's what I'm planning.
I remember when they patched it in, they're like, that's probably unfair. We're just going to take that off entirely.
No.
D-Man, oh god, Clicker Heroes. Oh god, Clicker Heroes is right, dude. Clicker
Yeah.
Heroes is a fucking bane on society. Don't play it. I don't even know why I'm playing it. I really
What
don't.
am I doing with my
The
life?
thing is I really don't know why I'm playing it. I don't play it. It fucking sits in the background and just runs. I don't know what I'm doing.
So story is a minimum requirement for a game to be good, right?
No,
Just like
it's
Clicker
not.
Heroes.
No, yeah, Clicker Heroes. The story.
The story.
It's got to have good playability, just like Clicker Heroes.
Yes.
All right, fuck you all. All right. I really don't know. I think this is why it was so difficult for me because I really don't know. There's so many different things you can choose from.
It just depends on what mood you're into.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to play a story-heavy game, but like other times you just want to like turn off your brain and play whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Steam games that kind of cater to that.
Yeah, big time.
Just off the top of my head, TF2.
Yeah, I
You
play a
know,
lot of
just kind of
TF2.
like.
When I want to turn off my brain, I usually go to Sandbox. So I play like Simple Planes, or I play
Just Cause.
Kerbal.
Ooh.
Just Cause was. Oh my god, Just Cause 3. Stop.
I'm excited.
Don't
You
give me
played a
into
ton of
Yes,
Just Cause
please.
too. I
Yeah.
remember several years ago when it first came out, you were just playing it all the time.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of hours invested in that game. I almost did 100% fucking going around
Ooh.
bombing everything.
Yeah.
Destroying all the shit. I could never do 100%. God, that was taking me forever to fucking do. Because like even up until like last year, I was still
Still working at it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Just Cause 3 is gonna be good.
I'm excited.
God, that's.
I
Gonna
watched
be
that
good.
trailer that you posted.
Yeah.
The 5-minute
Now
trailer.
the cool thing
It
with
was insane.
Just Cause 3 is apparently they give you the option in the options menu to just turn on infinite ammo and.
Might as well. Why
They,
the fuck
they
not?
have literally just given you
Yeah.
the option now to
They
go
know
ahead and
what-
just turn on God mode.
They know what we want.
They do, and that's exactly what I want.
Just
I
give
just
it
want
to
to
us.
fucking just go in there and destroy everything.
Yeah.
So,
You knew what this was.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
And the good thing, also the other thing is infinite sticky bombs. You can have
Ooh.
it's infinite sticky bombs. You can only have 3 out at once, though. That's the thing. But the trade-off is you have infinite sticky bombs, which is like the main thing I use anyways. So
Nice.
And the grapple, it seems like they've improved that as well, so you can actually bring down a fucking plane now.
Ooh, man.
So you can bring down a plane now, but you have to install a mod for super grapple.
Oh, okay.
So you have to install a mod to make it to where the grapple never fucking shatters.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, now you can actually take down planes and shit with
That's
your grapple.
awesome.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
It's gonna be sexy.
I've gotten as far as the amount of gold that defined as in. Oh, yeah. There's something past that. I don't remember. I mean, like, I usually get to, like, level 150, and then I ascend and restart. Okay, yeah, so let me explain this part of this game, okay?
The nuances of Clicker Heroes.
This is what happens at Clicker Heroes, okay? You get to a point where you literally cannot, like, you can't
Click?
go any further.
Okay.
Okay? And if you want to, it's going to take you forever to progress. So, like, the progression is like this. Like, 1 to 10 takes you fucking no time. And then it increases over time. More time is invested. Well, they have this thing where you get what's called Hero Souls.
Okay.
So after a certain amount of levels, you get this thing called a Hero Soul, and you can summon what they call Ancients. But basically, they're just buffs.
Okay.
So like, I have a buff right now that makes it to where whenever the game is inactive, like it is right now, for more than 60 seconds... I do 75% more damage. So like my guys do 75% more damage. It's literally a game meant to fucking play in the background.
Yeah.
So basically, once you get to a certain level, you get this guy called, or you get the fucking Egyptian guy Emotep or whatever, and he has an ability for you to ascend. So it restarts your game, but it gives you an extra amount of hero souls. So you can then buff up your characters again.
Okay.
The previous ancients that you bought stay with you. Everything stays with you. You just go back to level 1.
Okay.
And then you restart the game. And they've done that twice now.
Interesting.
So I'm hoping to get past to level 150 this time.
Okay.
Just sounds like a miserable roofing.
This is so bad. It's so terrible. I don't know why I'm putting myself through this. So yeah.
Taking the Forgive Me Nows where,
It's
you take them in such a way to where, you forget the night's previous events within, the roofie circle, right? The Forgive Me Nows. So that's kind of like what you're doing with the game.
More like Stockholm Syndrome, I think.
Okay, I think I got an answer. I think to make a really great, awesome, fantastic game, I think it was one that you'll remember. I think it definitely has to have a good story, because like the games that the games that I've played that I will always cherish for my entire fucking life are games like Final Fantasy VII, which was like me growing up, and that was like the best game, that had the best story. Obviously, it didn't have the best graphics, and even then, I realized that fucking Cloud had the spikiest hair I've ever seen in my life. So
could like pierce somebody's skin.
Right. So I mean, even then, I understood that this was the pinnacle of what our technology was going to be. But I still, to this day, I think the story's great, and the story's enjoyable. BioShock Infinite had an amazing story, so I'll always remember that game. I'm sure Life is Strange is a game that I'll remember for quite some time. It's extremely good. I think more for mine, I think it's going to be, it's not really the gameplay. I think it's the actual me remembering why I enjoyed the game, which is most likely the story.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily like remember great gameplay mechanics, like they don't really stick out to you too much, like I guess revolutionary ones. I'm trying to think of a good example, like a game that kind of redefined the genre as far as gameplay mechanics go. But
I think everyone just builds off everybody. What are you thinking?
Probably, well, just thinking of like a game that, and part of it was just timing. Was Super Mario 64?
Okay.
Just the timing of getting into the mythical third dimension at the time, and Nintendo handled it pretty well.
There was a right way to do it. There was a wrong way to do it. The wrong way was Croc: Legend of the Gobos.
I never did
play that one.
So it came out around the exact same time.
Oh boy!
And you know how the Nintendo 64 controller had a stick?
Yeah.
That moved in all 360 degrees. Croc, this was before the DualShock on PlayStation, so it was just literally.
Oh my god! I know what fucking game you're talking about.
D-pad, right? So.
Oh no!
You press up on the D-pad and you move forward. You press back on the D-pad and you move backwards. Still facing the same direction. And to turn, you hit right or left, and then you turn.
Oh,
very slowly.
So is
this is
it
the
like
worst controls?
Is it like
ever.
tank controls?
Yes.
Oh,
so it's a platform.
man.
So you're expected to like make these like perfectly timed jumps on these tiny platforms. It's still the same obstacles as Mario.
Yeah.
So you're saying they basically
less
made a Crash Bandicoot game, but then they were like, Mario's coming out. We have to make this
different.
It's a real world.
Yes.
Well, it was Croc though, not Crash Bandicoot.
But it was Croc.
Yeah.
Croc.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking amazing.
Whew.
So that was a.
That's a wrong way to do it.
It made it into the Croc's greatest hits, or it made it into PlayStation's greatest. Croc's greatest hits.
Well,
Croc's greatest.
for some definitions of greatest.
Croc's greatest hits. Nobody's playing them.
My grandma liked that game.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, but the requirements to be on PlayStation's greatest hits just mean you had to sell a lot.
Yeah.
So it didn't have to necessarily be a good game; just had to sucker people into buying it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what's up. What the fuck is that name?
Oh, Fun Metal, what's going on, man? Final Fantasy VII, that's what's up.
That's right. What's FU login?
FU login.
Thank you. What? Are you subscribed to Deathmouse? I don't understand how you got that. Or is that part of the or is that part of the add-on that we have?
It very well might be part of
Amazing.
Better Twitch, yeah.
Yeah, so what about Minecraft? I think Minecraft's a great game in a sense. It didn't really have a story. It doesn't have a story.
Yeah, zero
but
story.
I think the gameplay brought that out. I guess there's no real answer to this
there
fucking
really isn't.
topic. There really isn't. I think what makes a great game is just something that makes it revolutionary, or it's something to remember it by. So,
does a great game have to be fun?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah. I think so. I think
so.
I think the thing, what you get out of a game is fun. You know, what you get out of the game is enjoyment. I mean, Clicker Heroes is not a fun game. It's also not a great game.
Yeah.
So it's not. So.
After this, we're going to check how many hours you have played.
Don't.
Oh,
Dude,
Steam.
it's terrible.
Shit. Oh, man. So I want to watch. I want to check that out when I get
I'm
home.
going to check your Steam library for all the great games like Bioshock Infinite, Fallout 3.
We'll check and we'll see what my playtime is.
Oh, you have 20 hours in Fallout 3, but you have 200 hours in Clicker Heroes.
It's what's important, damn it.
All right, let's do time exclusives. So I was talking to a guy today about timed exclusives because the new one is Tomb Raider, and so Tomb Raider has a deal with Microsoft, and the deal is that they're going to have a timed exclusive, so they only get Microsoft will be the only system that has Tomb Raider for so much amount of time, and basically it's meant to boost sales for Microsoft's platform. They want people to buy an Xbox. Easy way to do that. Jesus fucking Christ! 354 hours in Clicker. Well, granted to him, he never closes it. I don't think Brad's closed that game once since he fucking got it. I think it's been open the entire time. But
oh man,
where the fuck was I? I don't even know where I was anymore.
The time exclusive thing?
Yeah. Okay. So Tomb Raider has a time exclusive with Microsoft. Microsoft's going to use it to boost sales for their console. So they're trying to get people to come in. I think it's really annoying. I think. And it's shitty on Square Enix part because like Square Enix agreed to the deal, and I'm sure they're getting a piss ton of money for it. Yeah. From Microsoft being like, oh yeah, you'll help our sales, but we'll give you this amount of money.
Oh yeah.
But is it worth it for all the money that Square Enix will be losing? As far as like, you're going for I'm guessing it's going to be close to a year. It's going to be probably 6 months to a year that they're going to have a timed exclusive.
Probably.
And is it worth it for people to miss out on that game that are going to be so defiant on buying an Xbox One? And then you get to the year mark and then you're like, well, I don't really know if I want this game anymore. Like, do I really want this game that's older than this? I mean, I think the only real exception is people that waited to buy Grand Theft Auto for PC. Because, that was a big thing. So, I don't know. How do you feel about timed exclusives?
I mean,
it's a relatively new thing.
It kind of is. And you raise the... I mean, what oftentimes comes down to kind of the bottom line is the money. It's that dollar sign. And the question of, like, is it worth it from a financial perspective? Man, that's a conversation for the business analysts out there.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I would assume. I'm guessing that...
sure it's great.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing whoever makes those decisions or, whatever parts of those companies that make those calls, I hope they've done their homework and crunched the numbers and determined... from, projections and everything else, that, we think we'll get this much money if we accept the deal, we'll probably make less than this much if we don't accept it. And is it worth the PR hit? Is it worth the potential damage to our hardcore fans? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if it is or not.
Honestly, it's not going to break me, so, I'll still be a Square Enix fan no matter what, and I think I'm probably a majority in this. I think so too. So I think people who are devoted to Square Enix is they brought a decent amount of games out that I've played. So I mean, I've played the majority of them. I guess isn't Just Cause a Square Enix game?
Yes, it is.
So I mean, they got
right
me there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, they were exclusive to the PlayStation platform. So I have a hard time seeing too much on the PlayStation complaint side of things. But like PC gamers, like everyone else,
lately Square Enix has been opening up to PC too, which is the more impressive thing. Is why wouldn't they release them on PC?
Yeah.
You know, like they're releasing it a Microsoft exclusive. I doubt they're making it for a Linux platform.
Yeah.
I would assume they would make it for another Microsoft platform, being the PC. So
I would assume the same.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know. I know that Square Enix is going the model of they want to get away from PlayStation only. So, and I know that the new Kingdom Hearts is not going to be exclusive to PlayStation 3, or PlayStation 4 anymore.
Really?
So,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be multi-platform.
That's crazy.
I had not heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew that about Final Fantasy 15 because then they...
When they asked recently about, they brought up a thing in the last PlayStation conference, and the guy asked the question being, is it going to be multi-platform? Are we going to see Kingdom Hearts on Xbox? And he said, I can't answer that right now, meaning most likely, yeah, because most of the Square Enix games recently are coming out. Final Fantasy, they don't make a Final Fantasy game now that's not going to be coming out for pretty much all platforms. I mean, they just ported the Xbox version over to PC for Final Fantasy 13.
Yep.
So.
And Final Fantasy 7, I love how at the end of the trailer they have the blurb saying coming first to PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
What means that they're making multi-platform.
2 weeks later it's going to come on Xbox? A month? 3 months?
I think the thing is, and we've talked about it before, is the fact that they're similar in architecture finally. So, the PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One, they're all running on similar architecture, running on, this almost the same chipset. They're running, they're running NVIDIA fucking video cards.
Right.
So I think it's easy to port over games now than it was before. Easier.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would, and then you'd come out with Rocksteady, and you can't port for shit. So
when you outsource your port to a studio with 12 people,
that'll do
it's
it.
A red flag.
Couldn't pay me to get a Xbox. I feel the same way now. I don't see the need at all for an Xbox. Personally, I don't. There's nothing that really appeals to me that an Xbox has. I was thinking the same way for PlayStation, but I really, really, really want Persona 5.
Yeah.
And that was like my major buy point was like Persona 5 and Kingdom Hearts are going to be coming out, and I know I want to play it on here. And then September, Final Fantasy comes out. I think it's doesn't Final Fantasy come out this year? I could have sworn.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I think it's September.
How many times can they push it back?
A lot.
Until it's good.
So
let's hope.
Let's hope. I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm definitely hopeful.
Right.
It's funny you mentioned the coming first to to PS4. That was one thing I noticed at E3 as well. There were a couple times. I think during Sony's conference they'd be like coming exclusively to PlayStation 4 and PC. Moving on, and it's exclusively this and this. Like, no, you can't say exclusively 2 platforms. That doesn't make fucking sense.
Coming exclusively to Xbox Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
What?
What? No, I didn't say anything. No. Moving on.
How do you feel about timed exclusives, Tyler?
So I guess I'm just not understanding the concept well enough. What are some other examples of them? Is it like Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox, something like that?
No, so Sunset Overdrive is an exclusive only to Microsoft.
Yeah. Okay.
So they will only be getting it on the Xbox. Timed exclusive is being like Tomb Raider is going to release for all platforms. It's going to release for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, but Xbox One gets it only for the first year. Okay. So they're the only people who get it at all for the first year. Okay. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Right.
Yeah, it's especially for a title like Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Now, for a title like Final Fantasy, I mean, I'm probably not going to want to wait a year, especially with a story-driven game like that, where it's this is a game, this is a series that hinges very strongly upon a good story. Mm-hmm. So, what are the odds that thing gets spoiled in the next year?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're watching Game of Thrones, you can't be a season behind.
Yep.
No.
So it's kind of the similar concept.
Yeah. I guess another thing would be I guess it needs to be like a set in stone franchise, and Tomb Raider isn't that yet. So Tomb Raider is a relatively new franchise because it's not a new franchise.
Yeah, it's new within the last 30 years.
No, I'm saying that the new Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
So they
haven't played that. I have it on Steam. It was one
good.
of my impulse buys.
It's very good, but I feel the same way as you do about the new one. Is I can wait for it.
Yeah.
A man, on the other hand, really wants to play it, and she's going to be super upset to know that she's not going to be able to play it for another year.
Yeah.
So, but we're not going to go out and buy an Xbox for it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I want to think about games like Call of Duty. Like, what if Call of Duty was like, hey, for the next one we're doing, It's only Xbox.
That would be adorable.
So
They could do that.
They could.
That wouldn't be a terrible idea. That actually boost console sales because that's their target market.
that is a target market.
It is.
That is true. Yeah, that is their target market. They don't
Just
really
giving them
market to
ideas.
PS4 more. Yeah. Oh, jeez. So yeah, we don't really care about it.
It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It's one of those things where it's like, I was probably kind of leaning towards buying one anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I mean, it's not going to tip the scales. It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, that's a nice little bonus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Essentially, but it's not going to. Like I said, it's not going to tip the scales. It's not going to be
Yeah.
like, I was going to get a PS4, but now I have to get an Xbox.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I cannot wait that year for Tomb Raider.
Right.
Yep.
Doesn't make any
No,
sense.
it doesn't. Let's do Razer acquires E.Y.E.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think this will be a quick one because honestly, E.Y.E that was an interesting concept.
It was.
You were going to be able to play. I guess they had a target and they never reached it really. So
Debatable.
did they only want to do Android games?
It's an Android console.
Right? So it's an Android console, so they only wanted to do Android games, right?
Yeah.
So
And games developed for the Wii, yeah.
is there games developed for the E.Y.E?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. There were quite a few actually.
Hmm.
And then they eventually got ported to other platforms because the developers were like, not really working out, guys.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Towerfall Ascension was by far the most popular one, but got ported to PC. You can buy it on Steam. Same with what's that fucking weird frog game? I can't remember the name
Frogger?
of it. I wish. No, not that one. It's a game where you run around as frogs and bump into shit, and it's really glitchy and derpy and funny. It's funny to watch. I can't remember the name of it. But there were a number of games on the Wii U that were exclusive at first. Talk about timed exclusives. Although this wasn't intentional. They I think from the outset intended Towerfall and all these other games to be only for the Wii U. It's like a way to draw people in, but the console just wasn't selling well enough. So I think the developers were like, let's also put it out over here and see how it goes. And surprisingly enough, it worked out really well for them, and not so much for Wii U.
Right. So Razer acquires them, I guess, pretty much de facto. So Razer had a stake in their stock, right? So Razer was like half owner, is what I'm understanding. So Razer
wow.
didn't fully just absorb. I think Razer just absorbed them at this point.
Yeah.
So the CEO, the last standing one, left the company. Right?
Yeah.
So they really didn't have any other person, I guess, at the point to go to, and then Razer was just like, and then they scooped it up.
Delicious.
I guess it's good for Razer. I imagine Razer's probably going to try to do something with it or try to flip it around, selling it as their own product. I mean, I buy Razer products. As you can see, I have a fucking Razer keyboard.
Ew, gross.
I have the Naga Epic.
Oh.
So, I mean, I buy Razer products. I don't think I would buy a console from them. I have looked into their gaming PC that they had, their gaming laptop.
Oh, that's cool.
like a 13-inch screen. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool to travel with, but then again, I don't want to spend $2,000 for a 13-inch screen
That's the
laptop.
problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that was always the problem with Alienwares too. It's
Yeah.
looks good. It's proprietary, but
Right.
Looks
you
pretty.
can build your own for cheaper.
Yep.
I think that's my issue with Macs as well. I think my issue with Macs is that I just feel like they're way too expensive for what they offer.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And they do offer some pretty good proprietary stuff, like the GarageBand stuff is really good. I mean, and they have a lot of photo manipulation software. They do really good with any type of audio, but they're powerful for no fucking reason. I feel like
Unless you're an aspiring musician, because if you're not, then you're shit out of luck.
Right.
You might as well have a PC.
so and that's how I feel. So, what do you think E.Y.E is going to do, or what do you think? I'm sorry, I guess E.Y.E is still E.Y.E, but I feel like that name's going to go away very soon.
My interpretation is that Razer's just gonna, I don't want to say redistribute the assets of E.Y.E, but I feel like there's not going to be any more of that console. They're gonna they might take some of the stuff that it's done and build it into some of the Android stuff that they're trying to put out. But I think it's pretty much dead in the water.
Yeah.
It'll go the way of the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sad.
well, the
At least
Dreamcast,
the Dreamcast had a legacy.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
the Dreamcast was at least a fucking good system.
Yeah.
It actually had decent games for it. So,
Yeah.
Dreamcast was a sad moment.
One of my really good buddies bought a Dreamcast. Saved up all as a kid. Saved up
I
all
was
his
saying
money.
recently. I was like,
recently,
fuck.
yeah.
No, I wish. Yeah, I'd fucking buy a Dreamcast now. That'd be awesome if I could get it for cheap. But as a kid, saved up all his money, like saved up for like over a year, bought a Dreamcast. A month later, they announced it's being discontinued. It was like, God damn it, right in the fucking childhood.
That's okay. At least you could still play Tony Hawk.
Yeah, we still get Sonic Adventure 2, right?
Yep.
See.
They got that right before their collapse.
Yep.
I had one too. I got it for Christmas,
Mhm.
and like I didn't want to play it a whole lot, but I felt like I had to because it was like my new system.
Yeah.
I found myself playing more N64 or something.
Yeah.
Well, if this can't hold the attention of a 9-year-old, then it's probably not going to do well in the long run.
Yeah.
Here you go, Alex. You can pick up a system only for $10.
Nice.
It's fucking steal.
That is a steal.
That's fucking steal.
If you want a controller and I fucking remember this.
The memory cards.
The fucking memory card.
Yeah, the VMUs, virtual memory unit.
Those were awesome.
Those were
They had
awesome.
little buttons on.
Very
You
cool,
could like
yeah.
train chows. I could never figure out how to train
Yep.
the chows on Sonic
Right.
Adventure. But
yeah.
remember they were like little
like fucking
kinda
meal
little,
pets.
like Tamagotchis. Yeah.
On Virtual Tennis, you could use that screen to watch the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you could just
That's cool.
you could. That was a party trick. We're like, all right, it's like, oh, 1v1 you, but I'm not even gonna look at the screen, motherfucker, and like turn around and act all badass, and you're just looking at the screen.
That's hilarious.
That's
Oh
one of my
God.
buddies did that one time.
I had no idea.
Very cool.
But yeah, with the Wii, I mean, I know D-Man asked how long it had been around. I feel like it had been around for like a year or two.
Oh, it's been around for a couple years.
Yeah,
I think
a few years.
It's been
but
around for a few years, but
how successful it had been, and there was some controversy over the whole Free the Games campaign that they tried to do. To try and not force but coerce exclusivity with the games that they put out, which I thought was actually an interesting idea. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of it personally, but I was like, we'll see how it plays out. And then it didn't quite work out for them so well. And now also, I don't know if you saw the news that Razor's pretty much said, the money that was set aside for that, it's just not there. So sorry. So if you fit that into your budget, you're screwed now.
Oh, really?
And there are developers that needed that to finish their games. Now they're just like, all right, this game's not getting made then.
Oh my God.
So
well, I guess if you're developing for the Ouya anyways, I guess you're really not too hopeful.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the
Right.
circumstances behind these developers, but there were a few that I read about that were just like, we accounted for that in our budget. Now it's just not there.
Shit.
So, and I kind of see that as a fault of Razer because I mean, it wasn't for one thing, it wouldn't have been a lot of money. But I question why it was decided to not carry that over. But apparently it had to do with like a clause in the agreement that said if they get bought out, that they're not liable to fulfill the obligation. So
Really?
it's some shit. That is some shit.
Nice.
Yeah. Kind of the face you're making right now describes the
I'm
bitter
just
taste.
fucking-
It didn't quite add up to me either. So yeah,
It's weird.
a lot of people were pissed. Well. And by a lot of people, I mean like 3 development teams probably.
Like PIST? Pissed?
Pissed.
Any input, Tyler? Do you have any input on the Ouya? Did you want one?
No,
Do you want to have one? Play some games on it? Android games? And play fucking Tiny Tower?
No.
Okay.
Problem is so that's like it's like a development project, right? It's like I guess the developers that were making games for it were like, well, it's going to get bigger eventually. Like,
They were hopeful.
Did they
They were
honestly
very
think that?
hopeful,
Like, was it just kind of
Yeah.
like, like?
I think after a year is when it started, the fucking wheels fell off the train.
I think it was
Yeah.
before that.
You think so?
I think it was before that, yeah.
Do you go home and tell your wife like, oh, we're developing this brand new game. Oh, great! What console is it for? Assuming your wife, knows what a console is. What console is it for? Oh, it's for the Ouya.
Well,
okay.
hopefully they had the wherewithal to also like
Right.
have some builds that would be easy to port over because
Yeah.
that's it's kind of dicey.
The thing,
Definitely.
okay, so Ouya had a really good Kickstarter campaign. So like their Kickstarter
It's pretty good.
was, and they funded it pretty fucking fast, right? So people were like, "Oh yeah, this sounds awesome! I would love this brand new game system based off the Android platform. It's gonna use this Android, the Android like fucking OS. It's gonna use that. And we're gonna get some cool games because they had like prototype games that they were like, this is what you could have.
Yeah.
Look cool.
It did. Made a lot of money too.
It did make a
Several million, I think.
yeah, and yeah, I never
Mm-hmm.
fucking wanted one.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I don't see the appeal of it. I guess I don't.
You have an Android phone, right? I mean, or an iPhone.
I have an iPhone.
Yeah, but it's like any game you could get
They're most
on
likely
Android, you
Yeah.
can get on iPhone for the most part.
I don't. Mobile games are mobile. Like
Yeah.
I guess the Android platform isn't fleshed out enough to be a natural born operating system yet. I don't think. I wouldn't want to run a fucking desktop on the Android platform personally.
Yeah.
So, and when I think about that, I'm like, who the fuck were you marketing to? Like, what kind of
Konami.
games? Yeah, Konami. Fucking
Yeah, I'm
assholes.
sad.
God damn it.
Oh man. John figured.
Let's get to a happy topic. Alright. Games on consoles that deserve to be on PC. So, and I left this example here because this is one that I found the other
It's
day.
just from my forgetful mind.
And
Says JP.
Yes. So there's a game that I was looking at the other day, and I fucking just wish it was on PC. It was called Fat Princess. Have you ever heard
Oh
of it?
yes.
So Fat Princess is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Basically, I thought it was a single player game at first, and then I realized that it's a 32 multiplayer game, so 32 people multiplayer game. That is like Capture the Flag, except it's a princess. And you feed her to make her super fat, so people have a hard time carrying her back to her fucking castle.
It's awesome.
That's great.
One of the best fucking, like, that is right there, single-handedly one of the best ideas for a game ever.
What a crazy
you don't want
idea.
you don't want your enemy team stealing their princess back. Feed her a bunch of fucking cake. So you run out, like your team runs out and feeds your captive princess a ton of cake and food and shit. She gets super huge, so that when the team comes and they capture her and they try to take her back, she's super heavy and it takes you forever to fucking carry her back to this pit she's gonna be put in. So I don't know. That just sounds like an amazing game.
Great.
Like I want to play that so bad, but it's only on PS3 and PSP.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Full Metal knows what's up.
I will not be playing that.
Fat
Fat
Princess.
Princess was so much fun. Fuck you. Okay, that's all I have to say. I just wish I was around
It's
to play
jelly.
it. I guess it came out actually quite a
Couple
while
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah. So
A number of years ago, actually. Yeah, more than a couple.
I think it was 2009.
God damn.
So,
God dang.
and it still looked appealing to me today. So
Yeah.
like I saw the trailer. I was looking through what is it? PS Now. So I was looking through the streaming game, the streaming game service that PlayStation has, and I saw that on there, and I was watching the trailer. I was like, this looks fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I really want this, but of course, no PC. So I was upset.
Probably no time anytime soon.
Anyone have like a game you would want to have?
The Just Cause series.
What? It's on PC.
No, it's not. No, Just Cause. No, what's the fucking game where the main character looks the same? Uncharted.
Yep.
See,
Yeah,
don't they look
Uncharted.
identical?
It would be
Yeah.
awesome, and they do. They totally do.
They do.
It's just a ripoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Uncharted series. I'm sorry.
Nathan
That'd be
Drake
cool.
and Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be cool.
Who's the voice actor for Nathan Drake? Isn't it
Morgan Freeman.
Nathan Drake.
It's the guy from the guy who just was off Twitter recently because of some off-color comments he made.
Really?
Tom. Shit, I can't remember his name.
I do
Oh,
know.
I guess we can look it up.
He was the voice of Booker in.
Oh,
Bioshock Infinite.
fucking God damn it! What is his name?
I know.
Shit.
For some reason, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I think he was also the voice of the Uncharted guy.
Okay.
I think he probably is because he's
been-
also
he's like every
kanji
voice
for
actor,
fucking.
yeah. We were just talking about it the
Persona.
other night.
We were. What the fuck is his name?
Dude, don't just Google Bioshock. Oh, you're doing the IMDb. Okay.
Yeah. Troy Baker.
Troy Baker.
Oh,
God
that name
damn
is
it!
familiar.
That fucking
Yeah.
took forever.
So yeah, I would like Uncharted to be
Yeah.
on PC
That'd be cool.
along with Last of Us. I basically had to buy a PS4 to play Last of Us,
Last of Us was fucking phenomenal.
which is still sitting
that
in
was-
plastic wrap. So
Is
maybe
it?
I'll get around to it.
Shit. Dude, me and Amanda opened that. We brought the PS4 home. We hooked it up, and like simultaneously me powering on the PS4, I was shoving the fucking Last of Us disc into it,
Nice.
and we binged it. And it was one of the best experiences I've had in
That's
gaming.
awesome.
It
Yeah,
was extremely good.
I need to pop that in.
Yes.
So just
Yes,
games like
yes.
that, the exclusives.
Yeah.
Because they're not quite dead yet. Especially, a lot of them from PS3 too. Like you rave about Persona, and I'm a big RPG fan, so I'd love to have that on PC or not just sitting on PS3 on a console that nobody
Yeah,
like
That's where I
actively plays
play it.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like
on my good old Vita.
it's just one of those
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Like PS3s, they're not cheap to to go back and buy.
Mhm.
It's not like I can just like I'll just buy it for $50. Same with PS2s.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of games between those two platforms where if they just like did a quick port to PC, I mean, people would go nuts for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
I wish they would bring the Persona series out. They're not. So Persona
Yeah.
5 is going to be on PS4. So Atlas pretty much makes exclusively for only PlayStation. So
Madden. I mean, I play Madden, and I
actually saw you playing Madden. So.
right. So I have friends who play Madden on the Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's how I kind of like keep communications with them. So it'd be nice if there was a more centralized like being on PC.
Yeah.
I just feel like PC is more central because there's no, polar opposite like PS4, Xbox. You buy one or you buy the other.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think
things like that.
the thing that differentiates, I think, with PC is that there's a wide array of, like, somebody can buy a fucking $200 PC and still be able to play with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Whereas if somebody buys a PS4, unless the fucking game magically has crossplay
That's adorable.
with Xbox, which it doesn't,
Yeah.
then you're shit out of luck. So
Yeah.
I thought it was very cool. Rocket League does crossplay with PS4 and PC. So
Does it?
yeah,
That's awesome.
so you'll automatically once you turn on the game and you go into a matchmaking, you're pretty much playing with anyone. You're
That's
playing
awesome.
with people from PC and you're playing people from PS4.
So is it going to stay free on PlayStation 4?
It is not after this month, so it'll go
Okay.
to $20 after this month. It's only free if you have PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
what are we on? I don't even know what the fuck topic we're on anymore.
Games you would like to
Games
see
you would
ported.
just like to see on PC that are on consoles currently,
Okay, yeah.
like Halo. I might buy an Xbox
Yeah.
just to play Halo.
Now,
That'd be cool.
Halo, surprisingly, was the first game to offer crossplay. I remember that for Halo
Yeah.
2.
Very
Halo 2,
limited amount of time.
extremely limited because they took it away whenever they found out the PC players were fucking absolutely just
Rolling.
Yeah.
destroying everything.
Turns out keyboard and mouse is a little bit better for FPS.
Yeah.
Only slightly.
So
Game
they took that out,
Yeah.
canceled that, but it ran so fucking good.
Yeah.
Good while it lasted.
It was good while it lasted. They were on the right track for pushing forward. Most games should do this already. I could only wish for a perfect world where you owned a PS4, you could cross-play with people from PC and
That'd be
PlayStation.
nice.
I think that would be...
Or have the option to.
Yeah, have the option to. You could turn it off if you really want.
Because if I am playing a PS4, I would not want to play against PC people because I would get my ass kicked.
Yeah, I guess in certain type of
So,
games. So I
it
guess if
depends
you
on
are
the
playing an
game.
FPS, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You're going to really
You're just
want...
gonna die.
Because I remember, I think I talked to you about the streamer that was like, yeah, I play a lot of Destiny. He's like, I'm getting into Counter-Strike now for PC. And he's
Yeah.
like, I could not. He's like, I played, a fucking 1,000 hours of Destiny. He's like, I'm extremely good. He's like, but I just get rolled by people in fucking public games on
Yeah.
Counter-Strike because it's a much faster pace when you play on PC.
Yeah. It's pretty jarring. If I had to pick, well, I don't know if I would pick one game, but one that comes prominently.
Valorant?
I mean, a girl can dream, but only dream so much, Justin. I mean, I say dream within realistic boundaries, and even this is unrealistic. Would be Bloodborne. It's never gonna fucking happen.
Oh shit! Yeah, Bloodborne.
I mean, it's adorable seeing all these people trying to get all these online signatures for petitions that reach hundreds of thousands of signatures. Doesn't fucking matter. Sony produced it, so no,
I
it's
have a
not coming to
PS4
PC.
and I haven't fucking taken advantage of it, and I don't know why.
For Bloodborne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah, neither have I. I mean, I watched the Game Grumps play all the way through it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I usually watch a lot of gameplays of it.
Yeah.
The game looks great. It looks like a great game.
Mhm.
The thing is, I never finished Dark Souls 2. So, I feel like it's
Yeah.
not a game for me. I think that's my thing.
I've heard it's closer to Dark Souls 1.
Okay.
That's how I've heard it compared. 2 apparently had several parts of it that made it more of a significant departure.
Gotcha.
So, and
Okay.
people are like, ooh, what's 3 going to be like?
I like Dark Souls 1. Took me a while to finish it because I think that type of game, I think the ultimate survival type of game it is, I don't think it appeals to me as it appeals to a lot of other people. It's a great game, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Dark Souls is an awesome game, and it brings really cool elements of gameplay. And it's definitely a difficult game.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely not for the faint-hearted. It's not for someone who wants to fucking blow through a game, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, and you will die. That
Yes.
is a fucking fact.
That's how it goes.
But, yeah, Bloodborne I wish...
It'd be nice.
I do wish, because I would like for other people to enjoy that game because I'm not.
It's
You
never
know,
gonna
I
fucking
feel
happen.
like I'm being wasteful.
Yeah.
You know, I have the system, and I know a lot of people aren't fortunate enough to have the system,
No.
so, yeah.
It's never coming to PC.
No, it's never.
I would.
No.
I would.
If PlayStation has anything to fucking do with it, if PlayStation parent company, if PlayStation, fucking Santa Monica Studios or something of that nature has something to do with it, yeah, it's never,
I would.
you're
sooner.
never fucking getting it.
I would sooner expect Half-Life 3 to be announced than
yeah, probably, yeah.
Nice.
And then world peace after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 2-step process.
Mhm.
Yeah. The other one would be Red Dead Revolver. That'd be cool.
Oh my god, don't make me cry.
I know. I had to drop that. I had to sprinkle that little last minute in. But wouldn't that be awesome though? Cause
Red Dead Revolver or Red Dead Redemption?
Redemption, yeah, it's
Potato,
another
potato.
great example.
Yeah. Yeah. Either
Red
one.
Dead Revolver. Okay, I played Red Dead Revolver. Now, was that a predecessor to Red Dead Redemption?
I assume they're related. I
Yeah.
never played either.
Are they?
It was. Yeah, I only played RDR.
I played a piss ton of Red Dead Revolver, and I remember the Oh man, maybe that's why it was so similar. Because I remember Red Dead Revolver had the mechanic where it was slow mo when you pulled up your gun. So like when you were doing a duel, it was super slow mo, and you could like point at people's heads and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, did Red Dead Redemption have that?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think they're related.
They must be. I would imagine by the fucking name.
Yeah,
so.
I assume. I never played either, but they both look so cool. The reason I could never play them is because I don't have the platform.
How did the Order do? So the Order 1866, is that what it was?
Apparently quite
Poorly.
mediocrely, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it didn't do great. The Order... Okay, the Order has the Assassin's Creed syndrome, which is... It's a fucking...
Steampunk?
It's a cool game.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. I think it's going to do better down the road. I don't think the first game was enough to...
Oh, I didn't realize it was a series.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a series. They left you with the cliffhanger, basically, of like werewolves and shit, so...
You know what didn't help was whenever that guy came out and said, "Oh yeah, this game is only like 3 hours long."
Oh,
and then
yeah.
people got mad.
Yeah.
The game is only 3 hours long. The main story is only 3 to 4 hours.
Because the developers were initially saying like, well, it could be like, 15, 20, and then they're like, no, you can get through this in 3 hours. It's like,
Yeah.
And then they had like a rebuttal. They're like, well, if you do like some of the side stuff, then you can stretch it out. And he's like, no.
If you play like a person who's playing it for the first time, like a developer playing it, and you're fucking looking at everything because you made the game, and you're like, oh, I want to, look at this fucking picture that has this thing, look at this note on the ground, it has text on it, and you can read it. No one's gonna ever fucking do that. If you're if you're a normal Joe playing the game, you're looking for just normal gameplay antics, which is just run down the fucking alley. You're kind of on you're not on rails, but you're being forced into a location.
Yeah.
Did they really in earnest believe that it was going to be like a 15-hour game?
Yeah.
That's good.
They were comparing it to Mass Effect.
That's the thing. Ooh.
Okay.
That's adorable.
It's a 3-hour game.
Yeah. That's cute.
They were like, it's like Mass Effect,
It's exactly like Mass Effect. Just put them side by side, can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
It looked nice, though. It did, and I saw the trailers. And
all right, I'm officially going to look up this fucking Sunrider Liberation Day, because you bring up Sunrider all the time. Is it Sunrider or Sunstrider?
I think it's Sunrider.
Sunrider.
But yeah, I don't know. I never. I remember hearing the same stuff where I think that was just like a week or two before.
Oh, it's an anime game.
It was really close.
Yeah, and people were like up in arms about it.
Yeah, people were canceling their pre-orders.
What is this game? Is it? Oh, it's a mech game. Hold on.
I think it's a visual novel.
Is it? Okay.
I assume.
Yeah, it is. A visual novel tactical RPG.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We've talked about tactical RPGs before.
Mm.
I do enjoy them. They're fucking hard.
I love tactical RPGs. They're my favorite.
Do you like, what is it? God, I can't think of the fucking name.
I like Fire Emblem.
Ooh.
Is Fire Emblem tactical?
I would call it a tactical RPG.
Yeah? Do you have like little plots you move your characters?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. What the fuck am I thinking of? Okay.
There's Advance Wars. There's Final Fantasy Tactics was probably a really good example.
Yeah.
What was it? Ogre Battle.
Ooh,
Ogre Tactics.
Ogre Tactics.
Yep. Ogre
And
Tactics.
also Ogre Battle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
I'm looking through
So
my
kind of
library
all
here.
along the same vein, but that's my favorite genre of game. I really like those little...
I've never played Final Fantasy Tactics, and I desperately need to. I can get it on Vita. So I think...
Oh, you've never played Tactics?
Nope.
Oh.
You like story?
I love story.
Play Tactics?
You
Is
should
it
play
good?
Tactics.
That's a story experience where it's like...
I think I'm going to pick up
you
that.
think about it years later.
That and Final Fantasy 5. Think I should do that or 6?
Six.
Think I should do 6?
Motherfucking 6 forever.
Because I'm thinking I
Never
want a
played
game
another
to play while I'm flying to California, and I think I'm going to play either of those.
If you're going to... Here's the thing. If you're going to get Final Fantasy 5, just get Bravely Default, that game I was telling you about.
Ooh.
That game looked fucking awesome.
I've heard it's awesome.
So it's basically like just a better version of Final Fantasy 5 in a completely different universe than Final Fantasy, but it's just basically...
The cool thing I thought about that was the sleep mechanic. I think that's absolutely hilariously awesome. Like, where if the game is turned into standby mode, you actually get battle points or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like you can use it,
Yep.
It's like, every time it's, 6 hours or more in standby mode, you get this battle point or something. I was like,
Oh, absolutely.
I was like, that's fucking awesome. What a way
Why
to...
not?
What a way to utilize the ability of the system. I wish shit took off for the Vita. I mean, Vita didn't have marketing or anything like that, so they, of course, the fucking Vita is suffering.
Yeah.
But they had a similar application called Nier, which can track your footsteps and shit. But I fucking wish they would utilize something like that.
That'd be cool.
It's
That's
an
cool.
awesome way for portable games.
Because you can do that with, like, you can, like, send your friends abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too,
if
so
someone
it's pretty
passes by you,
Street
you
pass.
you
Yeah,
get
you
the
can, like,
street pass.
it.
Well, and it works for the game. That I was saying, it's like they can trade you like items, like not like items, but they can give you experience somehow, like just by passing by people. I was like, and people that don't even have the game, it's just street pass. It's like people who have a fucking DS. It's like they just give you experience even though they pass by. It's like. It's awesome. What an awesome way to implement that. Like, that is...
Love that shit.
Extremely cool.
So just don't get Final Fantasy V. I would highly recommend buying Bravely Default first and playing through that, just because it utilizes the same system as Final Fantasy V or with the job system. Almost identical.
What is the job system?
And then buy Final Fantasy VI.
You know, the job system, like with like White Mage, Black Mage, Knight, Red Mage.
Fighter, Thief. Like in the first Final Fantasy.
It's okay for the Sunrider spam. I don't care. Or I don't mind, I should say. I'll probably look into it after the stream because I'm actually kind of interested in it. And what's up, Sarah? Hi, no.
What's up, Sarah?
Hello. Yeah, let's just go with the short answer.
Yep.
XCOM Declassified. Or XCOM, I should say. I played that. I think that's the only real tactical one that I've played. I enjoy that.
I've only played the demo, but I really like it. I bought it. I mean, it's just sitting in my Steam backlog, and I'll get around to it.
It is extremely fun. My favorite part of that game is that when someone in your party dies, they die for real. They're fucking gone.
That's how Fire Emblem works too.
Yes.
Yeah. The conventional ones do. The newest Fire Emblem on the 3DS has like a casual mode.
Yeah.
Where
if you want to be a fully casual.
If you want to be a casual, yeah. But the classic mode is like someone dies and then they're dead forever. So if you play on like a really hard difficulty, you carefully plan out every move to the point of almost like where it's almost meticulous.
This was my first tactical game, and when I was playing, I guess I was playing on the normal difficulty. So it was like easy. There was like 6 difficulty levels, and there's like easy, and then there's like a medium, like easy, and then there's a medium and stuff like that. And I was playing just on the normal difficulty, and I was getting my fucking ass handed to me, man. Like, and I was like, man, how the fuck? I'm like getting past like 3 levels, and then like the whole team is just getting decimated.
No, yeah.
So
you just start from scratch,
right? And then it was like, so everyone's dead, or you can fucking try to do this next map with this one guy that you've never used. So
not gonna happen.
No, and it didn't. But that game is cool on the mechanics of there's destroyable walls. So like if you fire a fucking rocket launcher, it actually has an explode radius, so it's like and it destroys the walls all around you. That game was incredibly fun.
Nice.
That's a very cool game.
Yeah, I really want to play through it just because I play basically every game of that genre.
Oh.
Yeah,
like Advance Wars. Remember that?
Yeah,
I remember Advance Wars. Yeah,
it's kind of similar. A little bit more rudimentary, I guess.
Yeah. I would say so.
In both graphics and gameplay.
Was that on the SP?
That was on the SP and the Game Boy Advance. So that's why it's called Advance Wars. But
okay.
So like I never had an SP, so I only had a Game Boy Advance.
The original GBA.
Yeah, and so like
the same platform. So.
Yeah, G-Man, I'll check it out. I'll check it out on Steam if it's on there and see about playing through them. I personally enjoy visual games, and I definitely need to try out other tactical games. It's something that I definitely need to do. And he says he needs to still finish Bravely Default. I desperately do want to play that. I think I'll probably end up buying it on hers. I think the next game she's going to play through is both the Zelda games. She's never played Ocarina of Time.
Oh,
she's never played
Majora's Mask.
So. For a treat.
I was thinking about looking up on Craigslist to try to get an Ocarina of Time because I just don't feel like paying $40 for Ocarina of Time.
eBay.
It's held its value pretty well.
It does, yeah.
Because I think it's even more expensive. You can find a copy for like $50 or something like that.
A hard copy, yeah.
You can just borrow mine.
Oh, okay, cool. That'll work.
Even better.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I think we're looking good on time today for the stream. I think we'll probably cut it out there. Thanks for everyone who came in and talked to us. Thanks, Tyler, for coming.
Yeah, thanks for letting me intrude.
Anytime.
Anytime.
So, and so thanks everybody for coming.
That's awesome.
And we will talk to you all next week, and then the week after next, there probably won't be a stream. So I'll be out of town.
Because
I'll be out. Unless Alex wants to sit and actually come over to my house, sit in this room alone.
Yes, with the lights off. And no pants on. I might not be wearing pants on right now. You don't even know.
He's welcome to do
that. Like our friend from whatever the fucking thing is. What is it called? Speed Games Done Quick.
Or Summer Games.
Summer Games Done Quick. Yeah, the fucking acronym always gets me because the G and the Q look similar. But the guy who talks to himself,
my hero,
you can be like him.
Hey,
kill the bear levels.
The bear levels. I hate this level. Bear
so
levels.
Fucking cringing.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill everyone.
He might come over here and kill us.
He might.
He's watching us right now.
What's
Well,
up,
he-
Eric? Hey, yeah,
Saturday night conference.
we'll see you Saturday. Definitely.
Oh, yes.
Where much Rocket League will be had.
We'll see all four of you motherfuckers
Lots
there.
of food.
Yep.
Lots of goodies. We're gonna make cookies. It's gonna be great.
I'm excited. Manliest stream ever. We're going to make motherfucking cookies.
Oh yes, yes. We will be streaming it too. Yeah. So, anyways, have a good one all. It was a good time.
All right.
Oh no, should I leave them with a song?